Hello, I'm Jay Haley from Palmore Institute. This video is for a senior level writing class. This is video number 4. Okay, so as we've been going through our textbook, and we're still in chapter 1, uh, we've been moving through the paragraph. We've talked about topic sentences. We've talked about the topic and the controlling idea. This time, I'd like to continue with what we were talking about last week, which was the supporting sentences. So, what point about the supporting sentences we'll address this time is something called avoiding unrelated sentences. This is also called unity. So, I have here on this slide 3 points that you need to remember for avoiding these unrelated sentences in your paragraphs. The first point to keep in mind is the top one. It says a paragraph should focus on only one topic and controlling idea. One topic, one controlling idea. That's it. Okay. Second point, every sentence in the paragraph must support the topic sentence. Okay. All of these supporting sentences really need to fit the topic sentence. It needs to fit the topic and also the controlling idea. You need to fit both. If not, it's a problem. Okay. The final point I'll make here, if all the supporting sentences support the topic sentence, then your paragraph has unity. And unity is a good thing. Okay. This book doesn't use the word unity so much, although most other textbooks on writing that you'll meet do use this word. I will probably use it from time to time. But when we talk about unity, it's just what we're looking at on this page, that all the supporting sentences really have to match that topic sentence. They have to fit the ideas of the topic sentence. And if they don't fit the ideas, well, then you're going to need to do something to fix them. Okay, and why don't we take a look at an example of this, an example of, well, in this case, it'll be bad unity. Okay. You might remember this paragraph from last week when we were talking about titles. We looked at this one. It was about wearing casual clothes at work. Okay. The title is Dressed Down at Work, and let me read the paragraph through, but pay attention because it won't have good unity. One sentence will not fit. So I'd like you to think about which sentence it is that doesn't fit. Okay. To do that, we need to start with the topic sentence. So let's read the topic sentence first. The topic sentence is the first sentence here. It's highlighted in yellow and green. Okay. It says companies should allow employees to wear casual clothes to work. Okay. Again, there's the topic. The topic is companies. That's highlighted in yellow. And then the controlling idea, the aspect about companies that you're going to focus on, is highlighted in green. The controlling idea is should allow employees to wear casual clothes to work. Okay. The rest of the sentences are going to be supporting sentences. So all of these sentences need to fit this topic and this controlling idea. Let's read through it and think about which one does not fit. Okay, so it should read, companies should allow employees to wear casual clothes to work. By doing so, these companies can make their workers happy. Casual clothes are more comfortable than dress clothes, so workers will be more relaxed and able to enjoy their work. Second, most companies want to help the environment. If employees are allowed to wear casual clothes, they will be cooler. And penguins are often described as looking like they are wearing a tuxedo. Because of this, companies won't have to use air conditioners as much, which will reduce the amount of energy used. Okay, think about which sentence doesn't match. If you want to pause the video, read through it again, consider which sentence is not fitting this topic sentence. When you're ready, unpause the video and I'll share the answer. Okay. This one should be fairly easy to find. It is the sentence about penguins. Penguins are often described as looking like they're wearing a tuxedo. This sentence really has no connection with the topic sentence. It's suddenly a surprising sentence about penguins. It seems to come out of nowhere and not really have very much connection at all, except maybe formal close. But the sentence is just strange in this paragraph. It doesn't fit. It breaks the flow of the ideas which are moving so smoothly suddenly are talking about penguins, and it's a surprise. And it's hard for the reader to see what's this connection between penguins and company dress codes. So this is the sentence that doesn't fit. But the next question is, what should you do? What should you do about this sentence? Well, in the next slide, I'll show you. Okay. So here it is. One idea, just cut the sentence. Just eliminate this sentence about penguins. It doesn't really fit. Cut it out. Get rid of it. Without that sentence, you will have a much better paragraph. Your paragraph will have unity. Unity is a good thing. Okay. I want to introduce one of the paragraphs now that comes right out of the textbook. And we'll be looking at this example. This one is actually a more difficult example to find the sentence that doesn't really fit. So before we do that, let me just introduce a little vocabulary and a little context. Okay, it is the paragraph in chapter 1, which is titled "The Features of a Successful Restaurant." Two vocabulary words or phrases I want to introduce. They're listed below at the bottom of the slide. The first one is well-maintained. If you describe something as well-maintained, it just means that it is kept in a good condition. Okay, the building is well-maintained. It means someone is taking care to keep the building's condition in a good style, good form. The second word to talk about is decor. Okay. Decor, you might see it with or without this accent, but decor means the interior design. Okay. You probably know the word decoration. Decor is related to this word. It's related to the idea, but decor is just the interior design of a particular room. Okay, now that we know these words, let's take a look at the actual paragraph. And what I'd like you to do first is, as we read it, really we'll just read it through this first time, and then we'll start talking about some questions. So let's read it once. The title, "The Features of a Successful Restaurant." The paragraph reads, "Regardless of the type of food they serve, all restaurants have similar characteristics. First, these restaurants provide fast and friendly service, with servers who are polite at all times. They make sure that customers' needs are met throughout the meal. Since customers are choosing to eat out, obviously the quality of the food is also important. A good restaurant always uses the freshest ingredients in its dishes. Some of the best quality cheeses can be imported from France. Finally, good restaurants also have a pleasant atmosphere. They are clean and well-maintained, and they also pay attention to details such as decor and lighting." Okay, so the first question to consider is, which is the topic sentence? So think about which sentence is the topic sentence. Come back when you're ready. Okay, yeah, topic sentence, no surprise, is the first sentence. It's not always the first sentence, so be careful. But yeah, here it is the usual place. It's the first sentence. Regardless of the type of food they serve, all successful restaurants have similar characteristics. That's the topic sentence. Okay. One other point to make at this time is I just want to introduce a little about the supporting sentences here. You might notice there are basically 3 supporting points. Now, the first one starts, this is in line 2, but it starts by focusing on the service in restaurants. Okay. The next supporting point begins in the 4th line. It's about the quality of the food. Okay. The last one, and this is from the bottom, it's 3 lines up. the final point is about the atmosphere, the decor, and lighting in the restaurant. Okay, so service, food, atmosphere. Those are the three big points that will get discussed. Let's turn back to this topic sentence one more time, that yellow highlighted sentence. And I'd like to ask this question now. What in this sentence, what is the topic and what is the controlling idea? Okay, now take a moment, pause the video, look at that sentence, think about what's the topic and what's the controlling idea here. Okay, so here's what I got for you. In this case, the topic is really, this begins halfway in the sentence. The topic is highlighted in yellow. It is all successful restaurants. Okay. The controlling idea, it's highlighted in green. They have similar characteristics. And we talked about the three characteristics addressed in this paragraph. Again, it was good service, it was good food, it was good atmosphere. Okay, so now that we know the topic and the controlling idea, we should really be able to analyze the sentences that just don't fit this controlling idea, that don't really match successful restaurant or a characteristic of successful restaurants. You really need both in order to have unity. So take a look, pause the video once again if you haven't found it already, and decide which is the sentence that does not fit. Okay, I guess you've had time to look, and here was my answer. My answer is this. It's this sentence that's highlighted in red here. The sentence that says, some of the best quality cheeses can be imported from France. Okay. This one's actually a much more realistic, non-unity sentence than the penguin one in the first example. But if you look at this sentence, some of the best quality cheeses can be imported from France. It's really not at all about the topic. It's nothing about restaurants in this sentence. It just says good cheese comes from France sometimes, but it's no connection to restaurants, so that's a problem. The controlling idea might be a little bit better. After all, you're talking here about good food, and cheese is a food, and they're talking about good cheese. So yeah, it does fit one of the characteristics. It fits that controlling idea, but it doesn't really fit the topic. So you really have to fit both. Fit the topic and fit the controlling idea. This sentence doesn't, so it's a problem. And now that we know it's a problem, here's the next question. How can we fix this? Okay, pause the video, think about your idea. How are you going to fix this? Well, as we saw before, one idea, one way to fix this is just cut this sentence. Okay, just get rid of it. You're done. Now you got unity once again. Okay, this is the easiest way to do it, but I'm going to show you a different way that I think is a better way, because very often this is what happens in these cases where the student will have some idea and in their minds, the connection is clear. It's really clear, but when they write it on the page, the connection to the topic sentence gets lost. And so really it's often a matter of just rephrasing the sentence or making that connection clear again. So here you can see what I did on this slide in order to fix this idea, because actually I thought this was a good idea and I kind of know what the writer wanted to say, but it didn't really say it. So that was the problem. So let's make it say what it should say. Here's what I've done. I've cut that original idea. Some of the best quality cheeses can be imported from France. And I've just taken the same idea, but I've strengthened that logical connection to the topic sentence. And I've broken it into two different sentences. So now the sentences will say, this often involves importing the finest ingredients from around the world. For example, since some of the best quality cheeses come from France, imported French cheeses are often found in the kitchens of successful restaurants. Now you've gone and you've made this sentence that at first didn't have unity by being more specific and showing this connection. Now you've created unity, and you've got to keep your pretty good idea about the good quality cheese being an ingredient that you might find in a successful restaurant. So the moral of the story here, the big lesson: don't just cut the sentence right away. Okay? If you decide a sentence doesn't have unity, don't cut it too fast. Think about it. You probably had some connection in your mind, and you'll just have to make that connection more clear. All right. Let me finish today with a quick summary of what we've been talking about. So unity, this is the summary. First point I want to make: all the supporting sentences need to fit both the topic and the controlling idea. You need to fit both of these things. If you don't, you're going to have to do something about it. Which is the second point. If a sentence does not fit these things, the controlling idea and the topic sentence, just cut the sentence. That's one possibility. But third, it says, however, often a better solution is to rewrite the sentence to improve the logical fit with the topic sentence. In the case of the paragraph about work dress, work clothes, it was really going to be hard to fit penguins into the idea of casual dress at work and tuxedos, and maybe there was a connection there originally, but it's just going to be hard. I just cut that sentence. But that sentence about cheese, relating it to the good ingredients in a good and successful restaurant, that really seemed like a good idea to keep. And if you just cut that idea, you really do lose something in that paragraph. There wasn't a whole lot of support there already. So I think the paragraph is actually strengthened by including that idea, keeping it, just rewriting it and making the fit to the topic sentence more clear. Okay. The second choice is always going to be a little harder than just cutting the sentence, but I do recommend you give it a try, and you do that because you can get some good points in your writing. All right. That's it for this video. We'll continue along a little bit more next time. We'll be talking about concluding sentences. But of course, I want to finish you with a little bit of homework. In this unit today, we did read a lot about a successful restaurant. Now I want to take this idea of being successful and I want to apply it to you as a student. So here's the homework. Write a paragraph. Question is, what are some of the qualities of a successful English writing student? Okay. Once you finish your paragraph, remember, go back, reread it. Check all the sentences. Do they really fit that topic sentence? If they do, then you'll have good unity, and good unity is good. If not, think about how you're going to go fix it. Okay, that's it for this week. I hope to be seeing you all again pretty soon. I get the feeling we'll be able to be doing things a little more face-to-face in the very near future. So I'm looking forward to that. In any event, thanks again. Hang in there. Stay well, stay safe, and I'll be seeing you. Thanks again.